This is the plaintiff, Chester Moore. He says the defendant is his untrustworthy son who owes him money for a motorcycle he purchased. The defendant has the motorcycle, he rides it, and he refuses to return it. So son or no son, he's suing him here and now for the $4,200 he's owed and hopes to put an end to all this family feud once and for all. This is the defendant, Jason Moore. He says the motorcycle is in his name and it's his, so he has no idea why his dad's suing him in court today. This whole lawsuit stems from a father-son spat about a cell phone. The guy just likes to make his life difficult, and he owes his father nothing. He's accused of dodging a dad.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Mr. Moore, you're suing your son because you say he has your motorcycle even though it's under his name and he refuses to return it to you.
That is correct.
Have you two gotten along throughout his life?
Off and on.
Okay. Tell me about the motorcycle.
It was a motorcycle that I purchased one before this one. We sold the other one and bought the bike he has now.
You purchased one before this one. With what? With your own money?
With my own money.
And then that got sold.
Correct.
And the money went into your pocket?
We bought this bike right with that money.
We bought this new bike with that money. And then why was it put into your son's name? Because it's titled in your son's name, right?
Right. The state that I'm from, you cannot title a bike without a motorcycle endorsement.
So you don't have one?
I don't have it yet.
So why do you ride the motorcycle? You're not supposed to without the endorsement on your license, right?
Right. In
Just
any
mean-
state. I own 2 different bikes.
That you
And
aren't
I-
allowed to ride, but do.
We ride them.
Okay. Well, he's got an endorsement,
No,
right?
he does not.
Oh, he doesn't either. Well, then
In-
why was it
in
okay
the
to
state of-
stop? Why was it okay to register it in his name and not yours then?
In the state of Florida, you can register the bikes without the endorsement. In the state of Indiana, you cannot.
Okay, so you live in Indiana, he lives in Florida.
That is correct.
That would have been good to know. Okay, so you
I'm
live in
sorry.
Indiana and he lives in Florida. So they were registered in Florida under his name. And where were they kept?
They were in Florida.
Okay, and then what happened?
I got a new job in Indiana, and I was taking both bikes with me to Indiana, get my endorsement, and register them up there.
But you don't have the endorsement on your license.
Not yet.
But you wanted the bikes anyway. Because clearly you guys got into a fight about something. What was the fight?
His girlfriend got him off her phone bill. I put him on mine. I said, pay it. He didn't pay it. I cut his phone off. He got mad at me.
Okay, so he got mad at you and then did what?
When I moved, he said the bike's mine.
Moved from where?
I moved from Florida because my job was down there because I drive 18-wheeler. Was in Florida. So I stayed in my semi.
Okay, but your license was from Indiana?
My license are Indiana.
Okay, go on.
And I left that job last week, moved to Indiana for my new job. And I was bringing everything with me.
Okay. Things blow up between you two over the cell phone and you take one of the bikes.
Right.
All right, and you won't give him the other one. He says it's his. What's your answer?
So the bike was the original bike that we bought. He bought for $1,300. We decided we were going to sell that, so I sold it for $1,900. I gave him the difference in the money. I bought this bike.
With his money.
And it was agreed upon.
But the original $1,300 was his money.
Yes, and it was agreed upon when we bought this bike that this was my bike because we were servicing his 82 Goldwing, and that was the one that was his.
Did you pay for the servicing?
On the 82 Goldwing? No, I paid for all the servicing on this bike because he's always, even through the whole year.
So are you saying your father gave you a bike?
Yes, that's pretty much how it went.
How much did this bike cost?
$1,400.
Right, so go on.
So we paid the $1,400. I paid to title it in my name and everything. I paid for all that. I've paid for all the servicing done on it. I paid for all the work done on it.
How much work was done on it?
Currently, I'm up to about $600 because of the new clutch that has to be put in.
Okay.
So the only reason he decided he all of a sudden wanted it back was because we got into an argument over a cell phone, and he decided now he wants everything back.
Well, according to him, the argument was that he put you on his plan and you didn't pay your bill.
So what had happened was yes, he agreed I would be on his plan. It went well for the first little bit. I was let go due to corporate actually closing down the store, so I didn't have a job for a little bit. I had told him that as soon as I can pay it, I will.
Well, how behind were you?
I was only a month behind. I only owed him for a month. It
How much
came
did
out
you
to
owe him?
$71.
All right. I don't get this thing with the bike. Is it both your bikes? Is that what's going on? Like, and it was bought with money from another bike that he had paid for. So,
But the agreement was the bike would be mine. And there was no talk about paying it back. I mean, if that was the case, then yeah, he would have, I don't see why he wouldn't have just taken the bike. He got the other bike, and that's also in my name.
who's insuring it and how?
It's actually not insured. Because in Florida, you're not required to have motorcycle insurance.
Of course you're not. Or helmets.
No, well...
Did they change that finally or no?
You have to have a helmet unless you have medical coverage on your insurance. You have to have over $10,000 medical coverage on your insurance, I do believe.
Like 10,000 is going to keep you alive as a vegetable for the
I
rest
agree.
of your life. The rest of it's going to come out of our pockets. Well, I guess actually, I'm looking at this all wrong. What's going to happen is you're going to die without the helmet. So that actually means we're not going to keep you alive for all that time. So really, it's just kind of a Darwinian survival of the fittest. Whoever has the brains to use a helmet survives, and whoever doesn't, doesn't. All right, what's wrong with the two of you? Your father and son. Have you had a good relationship during your life with your father?
It's been spotty, to be honest.
More than the average father and son? I mean, it's spotty for a lot of people, you know?
We used to fight. I got out. I moved out when I was 15 the first time. Came back when I was 18. Moved out at 19. Didn't talk to him again until I was 25.
And then?
And then we started speaking again. We started getting along better these last 3 years. And then this.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Would you sue your son if he stiffed you on a $4,200 debt?
Absolutely. Thank goodness my dad didn't sue me, though.
You did that to your dad?
Yeah, and he's standing right behind me.
Wait a minute, you really...
I'm sure I have plenty of outstanding bills I've never paid back.
Okay, would you sue your son if he stiffed you on a $4,200 debt?
No. You wouldn't.
Hold on.
There's other ways to deal with it.
Like what?
I don't know.
Okay, so $10,000,
No, I still wouldn't.
$100,000,
No.
$500,000.
Yes.
It's an expensive proposition, but you nailed him. Going inside the courtroom.
So Jason is saying that this was always understood to be his bike. That's why it's in his name. Jason is saying that he's the one who's paid and put in almost 50% of what the purchase price of the bike is to do repairs and all that because the bike is supposed to stay in Florida with him. Otherwise, why would he be putting money into it if you get to take it? Do you have any texts, any emails, any witnesses, any promissory, anything to show that the bike is, that you should have a right to just take the bike even though he's been paying for the maintenance?
He hasn't paid for all the maintenance.
Okay. Show me what you've paid for.
I can't. I don't have no receipts. I got
So
the
show
bank
me
account on the phone.
what you've paid for in maintenance. For
Actually, I do. I don't have any receipts or anything with me. I simply...
Okay, so basically what we got is two people flapping their gums and the thing registered under his name, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know whose bike it is. I don't think you guys know. Now, you also have another aspect that you're suing for, which is $800 loaned for child support. So he says that at one point you were in a position where you had to pay back child support in a hurry, or what, go to jail?
Get my license back.
Yeah, because in Florida, we started figuring out that you may not want to support your kid, but boy, you want your license. You don't want to get tickets. So if you don't support your kid and you don't pay court-ordered child support, we just suspend your license. And then all of a sudden you pay attention to us and you really do pay for your kid. So how much did you have to pay, $800?
Over a course of 2 years, he did loan me $800.
Okay, and then have you paid him back?
Over the course of 2016, 200 of it came back to him from my girlfriend's bank account because she is one that I paid child support to.
Why would she pay it back to him?
Because that was the agreement. We all made it together.
I don't understand. Why would she give back the child support? It's not hers to give back. The child support belongs for her being able to support the children.
We live in the home together. We are together. We're actually supposed to be married. We've been trying to drop child support. It's more or less been a nuisance.
You guys got back together and you have
Yes,
a
ma'am.
court-ordered child support out there?
Yes, ma'am.
What the heck is wrong with you? How lazy are you?
We've been trying to fight Florida to try to get them to drop
You don't have to fight Florida. You just have to say we're back together.
And they refused to drop it the first time.
Okay, dude, do you have proof that you paid your father back $800?
No, ma'am. Everything was done in cash.
Without getting a receipt?
No,
Well, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? Did he pay back any of it?
Not to my knowledge.
Did she pay back any of it?
Not to my knowledge. And I thought it was for New York, not Florida.
Oh.
If I may, Your Honor, he knew it was Florida because he was at the
I
child
don't even
support
care.
place with me.
I'm ordering you to pay back the $800. I'm not going to order you to pay for the $3,400 you were suing for the motorcycle. How'd that happen? You paid $1,400 for it. Why were you suing for $3,400?
The bike, I got insured for $5,000.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm not going to order that, but I am going to order the $800 verdict for the plaintiff. I wish you both luck, and I hope that you guys work out whatever problems that you are having, because you were close enough to, I think, go into this endeavor together with the motorcycles as a daddy-son thing. You know, it's kind of sad that it's come to this, but, you know, hey, Thanksgiving, the parents and the children and the siblings are all going to be together at my house. I wish you guys luck.
So the father-son dispute ends with the son, Jason, having to give his dad back $800. Okay? I know you said you paid some of it, but you didn't have proof for the judge.
I did not have proof. That's kind of my fault. Yeah. But in the end, I mean, he gets paid back twice, I guess. Well, it just works out that way.
Maybe so. Anyway, you keep the motorcycle, obviously. You're not ordered to give it back to him.
Correct.
So you got to work that out between the two of you.
He's more than welcome to have his.
What's going to happen after coming to court with your dad?
I honestly don't know. I can't say. I hope something better happens, but I don't know.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You must sign some documents. Chester Moore, the dad, is on his way out of the courtroom. You're going to get the $800 back. You okay with that?
Yes.
I think you'd rather have the motorcycle, though, wouldn't you?
I'd have both.
You're a pretty lackadaisical guy, Mr. Moore. What do you think's going to happen after this?
Don't know.
You want to get together with him or not? Or just
maybe
don't
later.
Care?
Not right now.
Not right now. All right. Good enough. Thank you very much. You must sign a few documents, and that'll do it. Harvey?
I mean, Doug, look, a lawsuit doesn't have to end relationships. This is a neutral party deciding who's right and who's wrong, and hopefully they can move on with their lives.